Morning all. All right. Things look a little weird. Yeah, the set it's got too cold. We got a huge dumping of snow overnight and everything. So since it's a snow day for everybody, um I'm off the set. I might be off the set until we leave on Sunday. So that's a Trish Stratus picture, which is autographed to me. What else can you see? The Sedin twins, and then the 11th Doctor from Doctor Who right there, and the 12th Doctor right here. This one's signed by Peter Capaldi. So yeah, all right, and a Mr. Meeseeks box, because you never know when you might need a Mr. Meeseeks. Plus, my own. I always intended to use this on the channel at some point, the Dundies, and it never. I was never able to figure out a way to make the whole Dundee thing work. So, all right, we've only got one game tonight in the National Hockey League, and that's on Amazon Prime. So, if you don't have Amazon Prime in Canada, there you go. But news of the day first. Kirill Marchenko is on the injured reserve due to a broken jaw. This was just a freak thing that happened during last night's game, where while he's on the bench, he gets struck with the hockey puck, and yeah, broke his jaw. He's out indefinitely. So not on LTIR, but if it's a broken jaw, he could be out for a while. And when he comes back, look for him to be probably wearing that fishbowl. That's going to be tough for Columbus, because Marchenko has really emerged as a star for them this season. Your three stars of the week: Ilya Sorokin is the leading first star of the week for the Islanders, who had quite the week. 3 wins and a 953 save percentage, including a shutout for the Islanders as well. Tage Thompson of the Buffalo Sabres is the second star this week. 3 games, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points for Tage Thompson. And Jake Sanderson of Ottawa, the third star of the week. 2 games, 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. And that is the first of 3 Ottawa Senators logos on the board today. Linus Ullmark could return tonight against the Nashville Predators. So they sent Marilainen down to the AHL. That's caused a lot of speculation about whether or not Ullmark's going to be good to go for tonight. Norris, on the other hand, is week to week. So they're saying it's a mid-body injury. So, all right. So Norris is going to be out for a while. We'll see how long he's out for. But that is one of those risks with Josh Norris. He does miss time with injury. Jonathan Quick last night became the 15th goaltender in NHL history to reach the 400 win mark. I was glad that he got it too, because I was starting to think that maybe he wouldn't, because there had been a couple. I think that was like his third try for that 400th win. So yeah, Quick gets to the 400 win mark. As his career winds down, I think he's done a really good job for himself in New York. I'm really glad he went to the Rangers too, because it really seems to have rejuvenated his career. The Detroit Red Wings, if you're a Detroit fan, the good news is that they occupy a wild card spot. The one thing that might, I don't even know if it's necessarily bad news is, but now, teams are going to be probably playing a little bit tougher against Detroit. That being said, they had a very successful 3-game swing through Western Canada. So, yeah, Detroit occupying the wild card spot right now. Good on them. So, I would love to see teams in the playoffs this year that haven't been in the playoffs in a while. Thus, my frequent Buffalo garb, although Buffalo, it's not going to happen. And as for the hats, all of the hats are on the set, so don't be surprised when the THG hat is the one I'm wearing for all my videos between now and, I guess, this coming Sunday. So the Utah Hockey Club, the logos that are out there, that they're basically, the fans are having a vote. I don't like the Utah Hockey Club as generic as the name is, but the logo looks fantastic. It's basically like a Yeti blended in with a mountain. It kind of reminds me of the Wild logo in that it's a few things rolled into one. And I think that's kind of fun, but Mammoth is still the name that I want, and the logo looks pretty fun. The Outlaws one honestly looks very generic. The Outlaws one to me looks like something you'd see in like an NHL game from EA Sports, where you're just, I'll pick whatever. I'm sure that the cowboy with the cloth over his face, sure, whatever. So yeah, I don't think Outlaws is going to get it, and when I see the logos, I think that just makes it so that we're more likely to see either Mammoth or Utah Hockey Club. Utah Hockey Club doesn't really roll off the tongue, though. That's the other problem, is that I can talk about the Rangers, the Islanders, the Blues, all that, and then Utah Hockey Club. So, anyways, yeah, so there you go. There was a lot of talk about Laine and Doc being benched in the third period of yesterday's 3-2 loss against Anaheim. Laine does have issues 5-on-5. No matter what team he's been with, this has been a problem. And Laine he's a goal scorer, and he's very good on the power play, but 5-on-5, there's always been that defensive side of the game that he struggles with. And It's not the end of the world. It definitely doesn't mean that he's in the doghouse or anything. Doc ended up being mostly benched in that third period, I think, because of the penalty he took at the end of the second there. And so, yeah, for the Montreal Canadiens, I think it's a good idea, too, to bench players here and there. Just let them know that, when your play is not good enough, you don't have guaranteed ice time. I think that is something that all coaches should make sure that players know. Your ice time is not guaranteed. If you don't play up to what we expect, you can get dropped down, you can get benched. Crevier has been placed on the injured reserve by the Chicago Blackhawks. Levshunov has been recalled, so we get a chance to see Levshunov in a Chicago jersey. That should be fun. He, of course, was a very high draft pick, so we'll get to see whether or not he lives up to the hype. But for Chicago, there's a lot of good young players in that lineup, a lot of good young prospects coming up, and keep in mind that the coach that they hired to replace Luke Richardson, being a promotion from Rockford, he's familiar with a lot of these players. I think that's why Nazar's playing really well since his recall. I think that this was a smart move by the organization, and so far it's done well. In terms of player development, I understand the win-loss record is still bad, but other than that, it's fine. So tonight, just the one game in the National Hockey League. Ottawa in Nashville against the Preds starts at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. For Ottawa, they're 28-20-4 overall. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. They've won 4 in a row. Nashville's 18-26-7 overall. They're 5-5 in their last 10, but they've lost 4 in a row. Now, normally, and looking back to when I started doing previews, I would point out that when you have a winning streak and a losing streak that's that long, frequently it seemed that the team on the losing streak would end up beating the team on the winning streak. But we'll see what happens tonight. Let me know your pick in the comment section below. I do apologize for the visuals aren't the same and the audio isn't the same, but that room in there is frighteningly cold, and keeping it heated all day is just, well, it's frightening to our heating bill, basically. So anyways, power bill too. So anyways, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support, as always. I will talk to you again soon.